Hey YouTube, 57 Guy coming back to you with another video, and I want to talk about the Beretta Nano once again. I wanted to clarify some things that I found, but first of all I want to say thank you to all of you who gave me advice and things to look for. I really do appreciate it. Any help with new guns that I get is greatly appreciated, especially from people who have experience with them, so I do appreciate it greatly. So what I found when I opened up the gun and tore it apart as it is now was this little dude, which a lot of you had commented on, the op rod. So they had an aftermarket op rod in it when I bought it, and the screw for the op rod had unscrewed itself somehow. I don't know how, but it did, which had the spring uncaptivated and was allowing the spring to bind, which was not allowing the striker to move all the way back and catch like it's supposed to, which thus was leaving the pin forward and not allowing a round to go into battery all the time, or rather sporadically. So what I ended up doing was, getting the nut. I put some Loctite on it and took a small adjustable wrench and tightened it down pretty good, gave it a good torque with some Loctite, and so far I haven't had any problems with it. I've put about 500 rounds through the gun, and I haven't had a problem. So I started carrying it again, although it's still not my first choice for other personal reasons, like the trigger pull. I'm not a big fan of the trigger pull and how tall the gun is. Between the web of my hand and the top of the sights, it's kind of tall. I'm not very keen on that, but it's still a very good gun, and now it is reliable. So I have to take back what I said about Beretta, although, well, this is with a caveat that I've talked to a lot of guys that I know that have Berettas, or the Nano in particular, and I talked to a couple gunsmiths about it, and they've seen a lot of the factory op rods, which are plastic or polymer, whichever, break, and they've seen the same problems. Of course, they said they've never seen it on an aftermarket captive spring, though they said there's always a first time for everything, as everybody well knows. So that's what happened. Now, on to the reasons why I'm still kind of iffy about the gun, mostly because of the trigger. And it has a double action feel, and I know the reason behind it, and I understand completely why they did it this way. And it's a great system, honestly. And for those people who are very keen on revolvers, this would be the perfect gun for you. I mean, perfect gun as far as a semi-automatic pistol is concerned. So that's where I stand on that. Like I said, I carry it now, and I do depend on it. So now that I fixed the problem, I'm on the fence of whether or not I'm going to get rid of it or not. But now that it's fixed, I say thumbs up. Now, I've heard some of you, or rather read how some of you have had problems with different loads and so on and so forth. All I can say about the loads thing is I've had many guns in my day. And I've had guns that could run everything under the sun. Of course, I've had guns that are very picky. I don't understand whether or not it's tolerances that they're machined with, or whether or not the gun is just very picky. This gun, for instance, I haven't had any ammunition problems, and I've run Wolf, Tula, defense loads, plus P rounds even through this gun. Never had a problem with that ammunition after the fix. No ammunition problems, no failures to feed, no failures to eject, nothing. It works fine, locks back like it's supposed to when it's empty. I haven't had a malfunction with this gun because of ammo. Now, everybody has shooter error, limp wristing, stuff like that. Now, personally, I've never had this gun jam on me because of a limp wrist, but I have had it happen to me before, and that's due to, you know, improper handling of the gun, so on and so forth. But for those of you that are having problems with ammunition, I don't know what to tell you other than you can do what I did, and I paneled a bunch of different types of ammunition through this weapon because of you guys saying that you've had some problems with different types of ammunition. And I've come to the conclusion that it may be your gun's just picky. I've had ARs that are picky. Hell, I've even had AKs that are picky about the type of ammunition. I'm talking about Segas that have been picky. I've had Romanian AKs that have been picky. I've had Colt ARs be picky. I've had all kinds of guns be very picky about the ammunition that they like to shoot. Of course, like the guns that I have now, my MCX, my AR-15, and my AK now, they like to chew everything. I can put anything in the world in them, and they, for the most part, will chew most of it up. The one gun that's fairly picky is the MCX, and it doesn't like low power 223. That's about it. So, other than that, I'm sorry that you guys are having problems with your nanos. That was my problem. You never know. You might have problems with your op rod. And I think everybody should go ahead and at least know how to take it down to this barrier. Just to inspect it and figure out, okay, this is what's in the gun. This is what can happen. This is what can fall apart. Okay. Now, I told y'all that I use this, but I don't use it exclusively. And part of the reason is because I like a double stack magazine. And I'm a smaller guy, so double stack is kind of uncomfortable. But I will have to say that I do love my M&P Compact. Now, I'd like to get a shield just to carry it and try it out. I'd like to get the new Glock and try it out. Now, I know there's both fanboys. I've had both Glocks and Smith & Wessons. To me, I like the curve of a trigger of a Smith & Wesson, and I like the trigger safety on a Smith & Wesson. That's about all I can say about that. That's just personal preference. A lot of people are different. To say that I don't like Glocks, it would be wrong, because I love Glocks. Glocks are awesome weapons, and they are very reliable. Same thing with my Smith & Wessons. Now, one gun that I have been carrying around a lot more is my full-size Smith & Wesson. And the reason being, with all this hype and all this stuff going on in the world, and especially in the United States today, although, you know, these two guns here, excuse me, let me move them around here. These two guns here are great for, say, concealed carry. This carries a lot more ammunition. And nowadays, I'd rather have more bullets than less bullets. And with all this stuff going on, I think it'd be a detriment to run out of ammunition, especially the new stuff that's happened in Dallas. And God rest those officers that died in the line of duty. But with all the crap going on in the world, I'd rather have more firepower than less firepower. And that's just my personal preference. Now, everybody's different. Some people may like revolvers, which is fine, you know. But I like the insurance of having a 17-round mag versus, you know, a 7-round mag. So that kind of gives you guys some perspective on where I'm sitting at, and one reason why I'm still kind of iffy on that. Not saying that it's not reliable anymore. Anyways, I love the interaction that you guys gave me on the fail video, and I hope that you guys continue to like and subscribe. And if you haven't found out already, I'm doing a giveaway for Battle Box. Well, not for Battle Box, but it's some of the Battle Box stuff that I have gotten that I really don't need, and I'm trying to give some of it away. So go check that video out. like and subscribe so you can enter the contest, and hopefully you can win the stuff that's on the video. Anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate all the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.